Sam, how do you feel about your day today?
I feel pretty good about the day. I mean, as an offense, we just got to limit the self-inflicted wounds. But as far as self-play, I feel like I did okay. It's a lot of things I can clean up for sure.
You'd really been clicking for a few practices in a row, and then you had some setbacks.
Yeah.
A couple practices after that. How do you shake that off, and how do you move forward?
I mean, the number one thing was just getting back to my old ways on that one practice that I had where my footwork started to get kind of lazy and stuff like that. So we just went back to the film room, chalked some things up, talked about it, and the next day we just got better.
When we talk back in the spring, you seem to be pretty hard on yourself. How difficult has it been to kind of wipe some of those days away?
It hasn't been that difficult just because my teammates are pretty uplifting, especially Coach Spav too. He's pretty uplifting. We just go, once we go and watch film, Spav is the kind of dude who likes to talk to you when you're by yourself. He doesn't like to get on you while you're around everybody else because he doesn't want that to be like, you know what I mean? So once we get to the film room, we just talk about some things, and it's kind of easy for me to chalk those things away because I've been thinking about that since my freshman year of college. Max always told me that next play mentality was the best thing for a quarterback. So,
any particular play today that you're most proud of? Or two?
Probably one of the scramble plays, just because last week a couple days ago when I went live, I didn't really scramble that much. I ran the ball, but I didn't really have any scramble drills. So today was kind of fun just to do that with the defense because they thought that I was going to be live today. So yeah, they thought I was going to be live today. So scrambling around, just kind of showing them what I can do is pretty fun.
What's something you've been doing really well in camp that you want to carry over into this last week of training camp?
I've been focusing on the launch point of the pocket, staying in the pocket, trying not to get out when I don't need to. I think that's the number one thing. But off the field, probably leadership, being more vocal.
How difficult is it to keep your eyes downfield when you're getting out of the pocket when you're scrambling? Is that a learned behavior?
I think with Sermon's defense is kind of hard just because since he knows that I can scramble, as soon as I leave the pocket, they're sending the back of the scrape. So it's kind of hard. I don't know what the other teams will do that we play during the season, but with Sermon, it's pretty hard to keep my eyes downfield just because I got somebody coming toward me.
You seemed pretty successful when you stayed in the pocket and threw down the field, down the seam or right down the middle. Do you feel particularly comfortable with that?
I do. That was something I had to get used to just because you go back and watch my high school film, I was pretty much scrambling almost every play. And then my freshman and sophomore, I didn't really play that much, so I didn't really have that much experience. So this fall camp that's what we've been focusing on, and I feel like I'm getting pretty comfortable with that. And I definitely feel like it's going to be easier during the season just because going against a defense every single day, they kind of know what you're doing. So like with the other defense, they won't have as much film as they do as our defense does. So it'll be pretty much easier for that.
On those deep balls, does it give you more confidence knowing you've got some big athletic guys and you go up and get it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. We got a lot of 50-50 guys. I say 70-30. Our guys 70, defense 30. But it definitely gives me a lot of confidence. So I can put it up there for them to go get it.
Final question, Jay Knott.
Jay Knott here with Cal Football. I heard a lot of guys calling you the Bear. Where does that come from?
They called Jaden Ott the Bear, and he started calling me the Bear, so everybody else started calling me the Bear. But really, Jaden Ott's the Bear, and Fernando Mendoza is the Big C. So.
Right. Okay, and then the Tooth Gym. Where'd you get that inspiration from?
Jaden Ott. He took his off. He didn't want anybody to see it.
I don't think anybody can follow for the better question. Sam, you're good.
And how do you feel about your progress so far? You're 15 practices in this fall. How do you feel like you're developing this? How comfortable are you out there?
I think today was a good day. I felt really comfortable with the offense. I mean, it's getting easy out there just, with all the motions and just, knowing where guys are lining up, play calls. So, it's finally, I'm getting a grasp on it and I'm getting real comfortable.
Would you like there to be a decision made on a starter soon?
No, I'm going to be ready whether the decision's made today or the day before the game. That's all I can do is just, work on myself and make sure that I'm prepared and can help this team win.
You seem to be running more decisively this last week or so. Is that an accurate observation? Are you more comfortable running the ball?
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to run the ball when you're not live, but when the bullets are flying, it's probably gonna. But that's my read, and if it opens up, we're running a little QB draw and stuff. So I got to get loose and pick up some yards with my feet. But yeah, I'm willing to do it.
over the course of fall camp, where do you feel like you've improved the most?
I think accuracy. Coming in, it's hard because there's so many different. We got so many different routes and choice routes, and they can go any different way. And so my accuracy was a little off because of my feet. And I was so used to taking a 3-step drop and getting depth. With our offensive line, we're pinning them early, and so I got to stay in the pocket and not get too deep because our defense plays with wide nines, and so just staying in that pocket and delivering the ball. That's just kind of where I've been working on, just taking a small drop.
Having been to most every practice, I think you might be the quarterback that leads the team in catchable passes dropped. How do you shake off something like that?
Oh, it's these guys. They make plays for me, and it happens. Everyone drops a ball. I make a bad throw, and so it's just you got to make sure you remind them that, I trust them still, and a drop ball, it happens. It's part of football, and Zay, he catches those, and it's nothing. I just got to make sure that he stays positive, because that's the main thing. When guys drop balls, that's their job, and it hurts them mentally, and we got to make sure we don't lose anyone just because they're down. Got to keep them up.
Is some of it that you're the newest quarterback and they haven't seen as many balls from you and you're rotating in so much?
Nah, we're all righties. It's the same ball, but I think we'll bounce back. We'll be back.
You're building that chemistry with Marquise and Taj. How do you feel like that process has gone through the course of the camp?
They really showed up this past week. We were kind of quiet. We got so many good receivers, and so rotating them, it's weird. Sometimes I won't see them for the whole practice because I'll start with the 3s and go 1s and then 2s. So, and they're bouncing all over. So, but this past week, they had a great week. They're coming out with balls. Taj is getting physical, and Marquise is just such a big target that he's just going to go up and get the ball for you, and it's nice. We probably got 7 to 8 receivers that are going to do that, and I've never seen a room stacked like this. I'm really excited for that.
How important have those explosive plays been? Because it feels like you've been pretty consistent in hitting those throughout camp.
This offense it's explosive. You start with the run, and when the run's not working, you go to the 50-50 balls and one-on-ones, and against our defense, they're running just one high man, and they're coming, and so we got to. When we're not running the ball, we got to hit the explosive plays, and that's what we're going to do this whole season. And we're getting real good looks from our defense. We got physical DBs and safeties making plays, and so I think it's really helping us. And when they showed us some new stuff today, they're press bailing, and then we're working in double moves and doing all that. So we're both just getting each other better, and we're going to be ready.
Speaking of explosive plays, how has offensive line helped set the stage for you sitting in the pocket?
Yeah, all 3 of our offensive line, our first team, second team, third team, it doesn't really matter. It's like you go out there and it's kind of funny. Like you have great receivers on all 3 teams, which is not the case everywhere. And so it's nice. You just go out there and it doesn't really matter. You're running the same plays. Everyone's on the same page, and you got guys making plays, and so it's really easy. You can run the ball, you can throw the ball, and there's no setbacks. With going with the 3s and the 2s. It's the same. Really good competition.
How you guys doing? Good. Thank you guys for coming out. Appreciate it, guys.
It seemed like you and Marquise were having a really good connection today. Can you talk about some of that chemistry that's been built over the camp?
Yeah, so Marquise came in through in the summer session. He wasn't here for spring, so he's a little bit of a new face. However, from day one, throwing with him on routes on air, especially when it was a player-led practice, when all the quarterbacks, we led the practice, I can already tell he was going to be a force to reckon with. He's legit, and he's a jump ball specialist, I would say. So anytime you put a back shoulder ball or up in the air, he'll go up and get it at least 80%, 90% of the time. It's not a 50-50 ball with him.
What does it tell you when a guy like him can pull in a ball when there's pass interference called in the defense and he gets it anyway?
Oh, it gives you a lot of confidence as a quarterback, because especially on critical 3rd downs or 4th downs, you have to choose one side of the field or essentially one receiver in man coverage. And when you have Marquise in the field, you feel confident going to him. And and also about Marquise, he's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. I don't think I get talked enough about him. His character speaks volumes, and he's always a great teammate. So,
are you guys gonna be the official ambassadors of the Cal football team now? That's a bit.
Official ambassadors. We have a ton of great ambassadors on the team, like Sindo, a lot of leaders, especially on offense, such as Sindo, Monroe Young, Jaden Ott. So, me and Marquise, we're pretty good friends, but ambassadors, Maybe one day. I mean, that's the goal. The goal is to lead the team to win. So if we can do that, I'm all for it.
You mentioned being comfortable with the big throws and like back shoulder throws. What's it like having just an embarrassment of riches at the wide receiver position for all your targets?
So coming in last year and going to this year, I mean, this receiver room is stacked. I mean, even because all the quarterbacks are rotating, everyone gets 1 reps, 2 reps, and 3 reps. Even when you're with the 3s, 2s, or 1s, I mean, you have a plethora of talented receivers there. So you already know that you're going to get the matchups you want in man and crucial downs. So as all the quarterbacks, we all have just displayed our confidence within all the receivers. And I mean, there's some receivers that don't get enough reps just because we're so talented in the room. So, I mean, it's a good problem to have.
You've thrown decisively down the field quite a bit of fall camp so far. Is that a rhythm thing, a confidence thing?
I would say it's a rhythm and confidence thing. I'd say through spring ball and going into fall camp, I feel like my footwork, if you look on the film, has improved tremendously. I feel a lot more calm. I feel collected. So that's really been able to help me slow my... I mean, the game's kind of slowed down in a way from spring to fall. So I've been able to slow my brain down. I've been able to slow the defense down. So that's led to my decisiveness. And I feel like I'm in a pretty good state now with making decisions and decision making, as I'm grading out pretty well in all the decisions when Coach Babb grades them.
Making the calculus that it's a safe throw when you're throwing fast.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you think you played today?
I think I played well. But it couldn't have happened with everybody around me. As we talked about, Marquise and all the other receivers making plays. At the end of the day, the quarterback can only do so much. When you have a great O-line that lets you sit back there for 4 or 5 seconds, great running backs that get crucial downs, great receivers that get up and get the ball, and great tight ends that not only set the edge but also come in nice in the quick game. I mean, it's pretty easy as a quarterback. So for me, as I like to describe my game as an operator, especially operating all that talent around me, I would say it's a pleasure for me myself.
Any particular player, too, that you're particularly proud of today?
Any player or two, I'm definitely proud of all the running backs, especially when I was in. They ran extremely hard. Andy Alfieri, Ashton Stradick, Jet, Dean Taylor, Isaiah. I mean, they all had a great day, and obviously J&I, he didn't play today, but I mean, they're all great guys. And so
I guess you misunderstood.
Oh, excuse me.
Particular play of yours that you're particularly proud of?
Oh, play.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that, sir. A play that I'm particularly proud about is, I would say, the last touchdown I had with the 3 group. Essentially, the defense, they roll. I give a stop to Marquise, which is a 10-yard stop route, and the defense rolled in which that stop route would be covered. And him by himself, he corrected it and did a cover 2 check where he kind of sat in the honey hole, and I was able to rifle it into him there, and he scored a touchdown. So it was a great heads-up play by him, and also I felt calm collecting the pocket because there was no pressure. So it was amazing effort by the entire offense.
You've shown a penchant for just being able to dump off the ball near the goal line and catch the defense by surprise. Is that all about off-season work where you get comfortable with these guys? It's
off-season work and building the continuity with these different players, especially in the goal line. The goal line, not only do you need to punch in and be aggressive, you also need to have great ball security to allow, at worst, you want Michael Luckers to get on the field and make the field goals, as he's great at doing. So I definitely say it's a continuity thing, and it's a confidence and trust thing. Especially over there, I had a little dump off to Andy Alfieri. I mean, me and Andy, we're great friends. We were great friends, and we work a lot after practice, during practice. So although I was getting hit midair and I knew it wasn't going to be the most accurate ball, I had complete confidence in him and all the running backs and all the receivers.
You've done little shuttle passes to Jack too, and a bunch of these guys.
Yeah, Jack's one of my best friends. He's one of my roommates. So we get a lot of extra work along with all the tight ends. So I definitely love that shovel pass play. Hopefully we can implement it in the season.
Going from last season to this season, where have you seen the development in the tight end group as a whole?
I've seen the tight end group develop. I think we definitely gotten better. Unfortunately, we had some departures in the transfer portal, but that's how college football is. And I definitely see the development in new guys like JT Byrne, Asher Alberdine, improve a lot from spring to fall. Jeffrey Johnson, who's not talked enough about, he has made strides in his game. He dropped weight. He looks really fast out there. And Jack Andrews, as I said, he's just the beast. He is, I would say, I have really high praise for him, and I think he'd be an all-conference player.
Do you feel like there's anything left for you to show to prove that you're the guy and should be starting against North Texas?
at the end of the day, I look up to Coach Spav, and I love his coaching. So whatever he decides and what's best for the team, I'm all for it. As an aspiring leader of the team, whatever I could do to help the team win, whether it's playing, not playing, helping with the game plan, whatever it is, I want us to win. So no matter the outcome, I'm just happy that I was able to compete against two great quarterbacks, Sam and Ben, as long as the other quarterbacks, where we have Tyler, Belai, and Brady. Those three have been great with our development. They've been actually contributing a lot within the film room and just in our drills and everything. So being able to compete in such a talented room, I believe that our quarterback room is very talented, and having the opportunity to be able to compete in that room, I mean, it's really helped me make strides in my development. So I'm really just excited for the season. Whatever happens, happens. I'm always ready.